Hey guys, it's Bill. I got another one for you. It's a little kit that I've been kind of putting together. Once in a while when you're out there, you just have to, replace some things. And you need a way to do it. I'm sure there's some improvised ways out there. This is one I've came up with. It's a little kit that does a lot of things. It's not like that big kit I had. This is just a stainless steel salt shaker or pepper shaker or whatever. I got a little food store with just a couple bucks. Now I've got a little piece of screen just tucked in there that I can easily remove, but I'm using it just for an extra strainer here for leaching. Let's see how that is. Now right inside there's another one. Now, this one's stainless, this one's aluminum, but they fit and compact really well. Now, like I said, sometimes you just have to replace some things out there. Now, there's a lot of videos on some, different materials. In here, I just keep a little piece of rope and a way to start a fire. I seen that technique on YouTube. I thought it was pretty neat, just a wick and a tube, and as long as you got a striker, you've got some tinder, and a little bit of hot glue. And my stainless cleaning stuff, a little bit of stainless wire. Okay, now what I'm going to try to do, and now this is going to progress. I'm probably going to have to make different videos or add on or do a lot of editing, because I've got some things I'm wanting to show you guys. Now I'm going to start by, let's see, I forget how this goes together. Okay, at the top. Now this is my first time with this, so we're going to do this together. I'm had a lot going on here lately. I'm a new grandfather, first one, and he's a good little guy, cute little guy, and just had a bunch of things. I got my yard tore up doing some renovation out in the yard, and got grand ducks and grand chickens and just all kinds of stuff going on right now. So I'm going to pack this full. Now what this is Fatwood. There's a lot of videos out there on Fatwood. It's just pine resin. Let me show you guys this. Look at this pine knot. Look how saturated that is. I was trying to beat that thing out. I bet there's a ton of sap in that. But anyway, I want to show you how this is going to work with this little kit I've got. This will act as a funnel and a strainer, and this reverses one with the lids on it and right down in there just like that. So now I've made myself a little container to render this down here. So we're going to put that catch basin down the bottom. Now, I'm not sure how much that small amount of Fatwood is going to produce, but we're going to find out. Really, all I'm trying to produce is enough to make some tar soap, pine tar soap. It's supposed to be pretty good with mosquitoes. And then I've got another little trick I'm going to show you how to render down and make some, actually some turpentine, and for replacing fuel out in the woods. So hang with me, and I'm just going to clip in and out on these videos. So what I'm going to do next right here, and I'll just, there we go. Let me get the system here. Everybody's seen my cooking system here, and I'm going to use this just to keep this fire contained so that it don't spread out. I want my ash to build up around that cup, so it's going to speed up the process. So let's see here. Okay, I'm going to get my fire rolling here. Now I'm just going to put in a little bit of these Fatwood pieces right there in this little bird's nest I've put together here. I thought it was a bird's nest when I found it, and it could be the remnants of one. Okay, set that right there. All right. What I've done is I put a little bit of dried wood down in there just to kind of hold, you know, this wood up and until it catches good. I think what I mostly want in there is just a bunch of coals down in there. Now, some of the videos I've saw is been letting this, you know, cook for about an hour or so. So I'll probably do that and bring you guys back, and we'll see what kind of pine tar we've acquired down in there. So if you guys will just hang with me, we'll see what we get out of this guy. Okay, well, we got that fire cooking our tar down. I'm just going to keep adding wood to that guy. You know, this is a good little system. It's a good little compact fire. It's about the only thing I kept out of the first original kit. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, now I just dipped a little bit of water out of this little pond I have over here. And I'm going to try to figure out a way to get me some soap bleached here since I'm using my container over there. Or get my ashes leached, I mean. Sorry. I'm just going to keep trying to strain that ash off. Now, you don't hear too much about pine tar. A lot of uses for it. Mariners used it to seal their boats. They actually made a type of oakum rope. They used hemp and other items and mixed this pine tar in with it, and they hammered it in the wedges between the boards. You know, pine tar soap's a good remedy for a lot of different skin problems. I hear it's pretty good for mosquitoes. I'll keep getting. I just had a small amount of wood here, so this is a low calorie. You know, you won't burn too many calories trying to do what I'm doing here. Now I'm cheating a little bit, and I had some ash. I didn't have to use the ash off my fire. I don't believe it's rained here in the last day or two. Okay, that's probably going to be about enough to make what little bit of lye we're going to make. Now remember, you know, when messing with lye, once this gets cooked down, this stuff can be pretty stout and a little bit dangerous. So be careful with kids around and animals, and even with yourself. Now while we're talking a little bit about safety, excuse me, it's real easy to have a little accident. Just when I was splitting this little bit of wood, even with this cheap little axe I have here, I nailed myself. So I have my gloves out here. I don't know why I didn't put them on. So it's always good to have a nice little pair of leather gloves or something whenever you're working with knives and stuff. Because this little band-aid I had in my hand here, I don't have in my pack. I don't really carry band-aids. I mean, I carry other items, but not band-aids. So to deal with a problem like that out in the woods might be a little bit tough. So if you got gloves, take them with you. Use them. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is try to double up a little bit. I'm going to get me some right down in there. I'm actually going to go ahead and start trying to render this lye soap down while we're making our pine tar. So you see what I've done there, and I've got, that's pretty full of ashes. I've been really just throwing the wood to it. So there's quite a bit of ash there, and excuse me, I've got a cold. And I'm going to go ahead and start boiling this water down. May take a little bit, but we'll change around here, so hang with me. Okay, I thought I'd bring you back in here for just a minute. I've had to suspend this pot. Now I bleached quite a bit of that ash out in there. It's actually pretty thick. It's almost like a blame gravy, so I don't know how much more of that water I'm going to be able to get out of there. So it's probably going to be pretty strong. And still got this cooking here. Now, when you're trying to do lye, keep in mind that don't use aluminum. It'll eat it up. So this is stainless. This is the pot I generally use. And it's also my pot I eat out of, so I'm going to have to clean it up pretty good. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But that's still cooking in there. Let's see, it has been, about 35-40 minutes or so. So we'll be checking that kit down on the bottom there here in just a minute, seeing if we have produced any pine tar. And again, we'll get out of the smoke. And again, like I was talking about, pine tar is used in a lot of different things. They actually use pine tar, I think, illegally. Maybe it's illegal, I don't know. But in baseball, they put a little bit on their bats to make it sticky. Now you could do the same thing with your axe handle or something. I don't know if anybody's actually used an axe enough. Whenever I'm cutting wood, I've tossed one a time or two. It slipped out of my hand either because of gloves or my hands are cold, and to tie a small lanyard on the end of my axe just don't seem like a good idea if I'm going to lose control of it for it to swing back and catch me. So this is also a good way to you know, kind of tacky up the handles on your tools, as well as waterproofing and other things that can be done with pine tar. So I'm going to quit back out, and I'll be back in a minute.